Welcome everyone, Greg Lochner for Auto Body Training Solutions. I'm going to show you a trick today I've been using for years. Now here's the scenario. You all got that neighbor that nobody can get along with, and sooner or later you end up with a bullet hole in your truck. Well, I'm going to show you how to take care of that. Simple and easy. Few simple tools, but it does a real nice job. I've been doing it like this for years and years. Have good results with it. So watch along and I'll show you something. Okay, the way I've been fixing bullet holes for years, we got a few in this panel here in this fender, is with just plumber solder and a soldering gun. Now this is a Weller and this is some plumber solder here. You can get both of these on Amazon, fairly inexpensive. And these do a real nice job on stuff like this. You'll have no warpage. You'll use less Bondo when you're done with it. And what we got here, there's a couple of bullet holes with the paint and everything just still flaking off. And here's a couple here. This one is ready to solder in. And the trick with the solder, this metal has to be perfectly clean. So I took my little belt sander, got everything cleaned up, 80 grit on a DA. I smoothed all that out, feathered the paint out. So what I do, I've got a little piece of sheet metal here, and I cut that, and I'm going to lay this right over this hole here, and we're going to solder that in. Now the reason I like soldering this stuff, even though I can get the backside of a fender, when that bullet goes through this sheet metal, it makes it super thin. It's stretched out. If you would try to hammer that and weld it, you're going to distort this whole panel. Now on a fender, it's fairly cheap. If there are multiple holes, you're just going to replace it. But if it's a door skin, a bedside, a quarter panel, expensive part to buy, a lot of labor to put on, this here is a real easy fix. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Let this gun get hot for a minute, and we're going to tin this area around here, and that means I'm going to melt some solder and put a nice thin layer right on there, and that preps it for the sheet metal. Okay, the solder's starting to flow, and we're just going to work it all the way around here. Okay. I take my little patch, and I'm going to take a piece of masking tape just to hold that in place where I want it. That way you can do this by yourself without having somebody else hold that in a position. We're going to get this hot. Okay, I'll let that cool. I'll pull the tape off and then finish going around. Okay, now this solder, it's water soluble. You can see that little brown, looks like an oil. That's the flux that's in the solder. That's a cleaning agent. We have to get that off. So just use a little bit of water on a toothbrush. We get that off of there. I can see a little bit of a pinhole up at the top. I'm going to hit that again. Okay, I'm going to get my belt sander and clean that up. We'll see how it looks. Okay, that's all soldered in and ground off. We got a real small area to repair now to finish up with your plastic filler. Now one of the tricks is, or it's key, that little piece of sheet metal you cut, make sure that stays just a little bit lower than what your finished panel is. That way you're going to skim over the top of it. And like I said, there's no warpage. You got a little bit of distortion from the bullet making the hole in there, but you won't put enough heat in it to do any other damage to it. So it's real simple to do. If you can get to the back side, spray a wax on there, some kind of a rust preventative. But it works real nice. I've been doing this for 30-some years, these type of patches on these holes. Never had a fail. They work real good. They're simple. It takes a little bit of time to practice with the soldering gun, but and you can use it on other stuff other than bullet holes. If you've got a hole in a panel where something sharp had punched it and you can't really get back there to get it all worked out, you can do the same thing. You can cut a patch and solder it in if it's a non-structural part. So give it a try and you'll probably enjoy doing it and you'll make more money with it. Thanks for watching.